Hello there, welcome back to the channel here. I've got a 3 versus 3 game here. I've been sent by Fluffy Rabbit. He's opening things with basic training there. We're on forests. Black forest, sort of like that from Age of Empires. Pretty much just tons of trees and stuff. Again, in its teams, we've got Fluffy Rabbit here in the blue with the resistance, and then his pocket's going to be Russian Blunt here in the red, playing the Royal Naboo. Oh no, we know he hates Royal Naboo. What a bad time incoming for him here. And then lastly, we've got Soup here in the yellow playing the First Order. And then across from him, we've got Granuli here in the green with the Geonosians. Then we've got Red here in the teal of the Cyan playing the New Republic. And then lastly, we've got McGablin here in the purple with the Gungans, the Mega Goblin here. And when you look at the map, not a lot of space, particularly on this side here. We can see Fluffy's starting area, not much space. You've got these long corridors that people can wall. But he does have this nice area. He could just maybe boom through, like command center, command center, command center, command center. Quite insulated away from any fighting and stuff. Maybe only a bad time if someone drops some heavy pummels in the late game or something. Take you a while to get your units over there to deal with it. Russian, on the other hand, he's sort of in the middle here. Looks like him and Soup have got this area to sort of split together. Not a lot of space, but you can get to this back area here if maybe we can cut down these trees or blow it up with an AC or something like that, or land here with the transports, give them a bit more space. There's some resources here as well. I can actually see 2 holocrons just chilling there. Be worth picking up, especially as Naboo. And then on the other side of things, I'd say McGablin's got a lot of nice space here, kind of the best looking area maybe. Red too, sort of long line. He's quite far away from any combat that would probably be happening. He's nice insulated there. And then Granuli here, he's got the RVA spawn with these ponds full of shorefish. He's actually got 3 ponds to himself, which is this is why I hate this map in Age of Empires. It's like somebody gets like the easiest wall on the wing when you're their wing, and then they get like 10 boars or something extra, and then you look around and they're like, the one team's got all the ponds as well, and they're all like fish booming in the ponds. And they're pretty cool to do because you don't have any concerns about frigates or destroyers coming your way. This is like landlocked little pond for you. It'll be interesting to see what we kind of see here. We've got First Order, so I could maybe see the antics. I don't think there's any nerfs here, so no nursery, and they don't require the nursery for the Flame Troopers, so there's a bit of a differential there, and probably going to make you play quite turtleish. Geos would be a good mounty civ, but since there's no need for the nursery, it feels a little bit bad to just go for that nursery just to build them. What we're more than likely going to see is, like here, Russian Blunt starting the walling process on these little corridors. See Fluffy doing the same. There's his trademark medic out for a power walk. Does have that power walking energy, doesn't it? He doesn't jog, he walks just very quickly. Out for an absolute stroll down the corridor here. Scouting. And a lot of lure to lure. See, there's like, what, 4 Falumps? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a Dewback. 2 Dewbacks. So plenty of meat for dinner here for the Glurks. So a lot of food, carbon-free food basically, for the players to sort of jump through those tech levels a little bit quicker on lower amounts of workers. And Juicy Troop Center and Power Core here for Soup. Let's see, Flame Trooper queued up here. Going to be sent the way of Granuli. Granuli's got a nice base to sort of defend though. Hasn't got stuck into these shorefish yet. I don't know if he wants to maybe shipyard or food processor or something like that. Try and take advantage of them. It's a nice little bit of extra food there. Maybe go here and here, munch on those. Not like too much of a journey. It really helps because it's well, that would be 400 food for, you know, 100 carbon. Good times. Shorefish are pretty quick at gathering. Just behind hunted food. See the Flame Trooper arriving here. As I said, this is a very easy base to defend though, because like it's not too far for you to like run into range of the command center. I'm gonna see a medic pop out here, heal some of these workers. They are biological. It's much easier to do than like the clicking and the repairing and stuff. sort of cost the production of like what, half a worker. That's gonna let your workers not die, so kind of worth. See him getting healed up there. Not much DPS from just one flame trooper when there's a medic out. There are more in the way. There's a second en route. Chip center here for the Mega Goblin, but I mean it's walled, right? I don't think there's a gap there. So kind of just a waste of carbon, I think, in the early game here. This is definitely a map like you just wall and you T3. Yeah, either of these players could have just walled and prevented this as well. Like, there's like a one prefab wall in this crossing here. Honestly, it's not. I'm thinking about that. Troop center for New leaving a power core. It'll take a long time to get things out here. Building 2 trooper recruits unpowered. Doing that extra nice 200 foot there. It's going to help him weather the storm here and maybe try and get up to T3. Kind of on him to get to T3, not to get much damage from this, and see if he can punish Soup for, you know, investing all this carbon in food, but probably not likely. Since there's what, there's 4 out here, and they can just continue terrorizing Granuli for quite some time. And the real risk would be Granuli getting stuck, trapped in T2 or early T3 with not much infrastructure to defend himself, because he's going to have to build a turret here. Sort of guaranteed by the command center to cover the carbon, so you can't really be harassed there too much. Between that and the medic, the workers should be able to weather the storm. But what if Russian Blunt gets himself up to T3 and, you know, he gets his air over here, and Red's not really up to the task of defending him? That could be a problem here for Granuli. Going for Motivator right now. He's just sort of surrendering himself to T2 at the moment. I'm not sure if I really like the Motivator too much. Maybe better to just work on T3. He's already got the one building. It's not like the cost of like 3 workers. And then this trooper recruits die. And he could have just garrisoned in here, I feel. Not worth it. I mean, these are unpowered, they built as well. And second building. Gonna have a lot of food to have to get farms down, and put them here, 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 here. Plenty of space, sort of in range. But gonna take a while to power up there. And it's giving Soup a lot of time to I mean, he's not hit T2 yet though. He's got a lot of carbon. He's kind of slow, and look how many workers he had on carbon here. Slow to pull these off and build these farms. Not the worst situation for Granuli. I feel Soup could probably by now be on par with Granuli in terms of being T2 and having a sort of a level of built up food to think about going for tech level 3. And is anyone T3 yet? Nope. Pretty relaxed game here. Is anyone nailing their no. Everyone's just chilling in T2. Like, Red seems the closest to actually clicking the button. Russian looks like he underestimated how many farms he was going to need or something, because he's just been slamming a lot of them down now. He's thinking about getting some holocrons. There's 2 over here, and then 1 here, and then these 2 are out the back, so I don't think any of them are actually possible for him to get yet. Need to get them in T3 with the air transport, maybe. And Soup on his way to T2 now. Granuli can't really do anything in terms of like punishing him with T2 rush, because you can see just 1 prefab pretty much walls things. And he's getting a bit ready to click the button now. Don't think he's been on Nova, but he saves 50 Nova because he doesn't need to get basic training, so it's made things a little bit easier. These flame troopers are still alive, running around. It's like Red maybe built a turret just in case these came his way. Yeah, we're up to T3. Speed up a little bit, seem a little bit slow. Fluffy, what the hell is this? Walk many miles to the food processor, drop off the food, then walk back. What life? What's this? They gotta go around the prefab as well. What are they doing? Holy! Someone add that to cursed images. This is truly a work of art. It's still it's still pestering them. It's not looking much better here with the farms. Carb, War Center, second building. So really about to hit teeth. I'm assuming red hit it first, right? Yeah, he did. Bit of a quick tour. Oh, Russian hit it quicker. I forgot about Russian. I didn't click on him. I'm surprised he actually hit it quicker than red there. He didn't look like he was anywhere near. But he got there. He's way ahead as well on his T2. We gave them with the highest workers. Red's struggling to actually keep his worker production. I think that's his problem. He needs to keep that going. Set himself so far behind the other players there. And then he's trying to do the same things they're doing, but with like 10 workers less, you see, with the double air base and everything. Getting the turret and stuff. It's just, you're just setting yourself up for failure there. Gotta work really hard to keep that worker production going at all times. It's very rare you actually want to cut. Even if you're trying to get T3, there's only like certain little windows there where you would want to cut workers. You're more often than not going to be better to just add on more food if you've messed things up rather than cutting like 5 workers out to T3. And we see Granuli starting to put pressure on here. This is a storm that Soup's going to have to weather. Soup didn't really kill too many workers, if any, to be honest. Granuli has just sniped quite a few there. Soup is T3, he's got his turrets up. He's set up to deal with this air. I see Russian coming to clean these up now. Looking to help out. Russian who hates playing the boot. Is he going to focus on T4 air? We can see red coming across to Fluffy, and Fluffy is not someone I would go to raid, to be honest with you. Because he's usually got a million anti-air troopers all over the shop. But today he's looking a little bit lax. He's got his early spaceport. Was this one extra full lump out here? Just the one? And workers dying kind of quickly there. There's the 2 anti-air troopers here, but Red's chosen to just ignore them. Oh, he's going to kill them. Take any losses there. And damage has been split across 3 different fighters, unfortunately. So Fluffy actually getting kind of punished here. Quite a few workers dying. He's only got room in the command center for 15. And again, these coming out and getting spawn capped. These 3 are very exposed up here if he smells those. And he does. There's 1 fighter going down. He moves away, and there's a lot of workers getting lost here. They may actually be even in workers now. $29 to 33, so Red taking the lead there on Fluffy's worker count. McGablin though, what's he been up to? Sort of just chilling here, but a little bit slow to get his command centers going. He's got all these troops running around and stuff, and he's kind of just hemorrhaging resources here or there. He doesn't need to have these troopers wandering about. You never really need to go for that troop center early. He would have been better to just focus on, you know, traditional T3. Get up to T3 and then just get these command centers down, get some anti-air or something like that. And just think about getting the Gungans up to a place where they can pump out those units that they like artillery or mechs or something, and, you know, go for a push through the forest. Either that or play a traditional double air base here on this map. It's kind of would be the go-to strat really on this one, since a lot of this terrain is just untraversable unless you've got air flying over it. And we can see Red and Granuli around the same time trying to come for a raid here on Soup, but Pretty ready with all these anti-air troopers. Russian blunt getting paid a visit. Someone who usually has a lot of turrets and stuff. He's got some fighters at hand. Flies right into a turret though. Uses one to the turret, trying to kill the fluffy cargo hovercraft, but very easy clean up there for Russian. Oh, fluffy actually using a gate. Usually has his little walls open where the turret is. Garrison turret here. Heavy weapons factory, very near here. Pummels could be quite good. They're really not going to be bothered by a turret, even if it has things garrisoned in it. Unless it gets some of those like research center upgrades, then it might start chipping through that crazy armor. Like we're really coming for another look into their side of the base, or the side of the map into their base. Many fighters. Is that 11? 11. The most classic Burniston sketch. And the fighters all looking to trade with one another, but not really. None of them really want to do that. The turret's pushing Gernuli away, serving as a good deterrent. Gernuli, I guess, feels like he should be out doing something with his air. He's flying into fluffy territory, and he'll be in his element now. You can see all these anti-air troopers. He's managed to kill him off. He's actually got the turret here. Got the second turret too. And I don't think it's worth the APM. Best to just go home and focus on your economy and macroing. In all honesty. Unless you've got like 30 fighters right now, I wouldn't be bothered. Because 30 you can just ignore a lot of these things and just focus the worker kills. But with such a handful, no. Go for some artillery here rather than pummels. A nasty choke though to get things in place, get a shield down and that. See Mounties doing quite well if they manage to close the distance. I like the pummel just because it's like the DPS is better for the buildings carving through. Pummel with some medics, that's the way there for the gun guns. So I'm trying to do some raiding and stuff, but there's a little bit of a gap here at the left hand side, not been closed out. There's a gate and a wall here. So managing to scout here. Really hits T4. And what is he prioritizing here at T4? No upgrades as of yet, no genealogy and diligence, no carbon. And we've got air fast fighter and shields is what we're going for. This handful of fighters getting upgraded. Wait for the shields and see if we can raid Soup here. Soup doesn't look that well developed. Looks like he's really clamped up in T3. And struggled a little bit to get his element out. He's up to 4 command centers though. I think he's got quite a lot of garrison room. So maybe shouldn't take too much damage from fighters, but a little bit of Russian here. Still on T3. And I said he was going to prioritize T4 here, but it's getting kind of late at 37 minutes and he's just clicking the button now. Granuli's on his way with some fast fighters. Their shield upgrade. And Red, on the other hand, he's got a lot of money. He's just not really spending it. Lagging a little bit where he should be in his workers, maybe 40 workers down or so. But you can definitely go T4, do some damage if you get some upgrades here. I don't know where those fighters, there they are. Seem to be doing a lot of flying and not much shooting, to be honest. Even a fortress here. Even more garrison space for Soup. And Granule, got a lot of fighters, but they're just not up to much. Russian will be T4 soon. Well, spaceport's organised here. And Fluffy built his quite early in the corner. And coming in here, do some damage to Russian, try and decimate him here. A lot of workers going down here. Across the farms. Knocked off the Nova. So many air bases though, god damn. Is this like a challenge? How much infrastructure can you get on the one power core? So I think you'd be winning it. This looks like a bloomin' World Blood build. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 or 10. Maybe more air bases than units at the moment. And the upgrades here though, efficient manufacturing. Another thing we could really improve here is having a fortress maybe as well to get that. Is it taxation? Get that extra 10% off all units. And we got McGablin here actually getting through. He's actually carved quite hard through here. Took our eyes off him for a moment. He's got a fortress down. He's got a lot of strike mechs in. If we're going to be struggling here, I'm going to need a Russian maybe to save the day with these attackers that he started building, which will have pretty good DPS. I don't really see too much anti-air that would trouble a big handful of attackers. Mainly the fortress. But that's going to cause some problems, and war has broken out here at the top between Granuli and Soup. You can see some grenade troopers, the shield generator plans, some heavy troopers here. Struggle a little bit against these strike mechs for the time being until maybe the shields are up and some of the upgrades come in. Hard to prevent this cannon though, I think. Just strike mech. I'd be able to just shell that shield generator pretty easily. Go for the fortress at the moment. I would prefer to go for the shield first, it'll die quicker and it's not this little shield gain every time. Just cushioning some of the damage. Famba out here for McGablin. On his way to T4. See a lot of attackers out for Blunt. Fortress to close things off here. Maybe able to rescue Fluffy. Fluffy who can pretty much just crawl into this little crevice that we talked about earlier. Sneak away from the armies here. But they don't want to lose this spaceport because they'll need that trade when things start getting later into the game. He's getting some good shots here, but it looks like he did manage to kill that cannon. And the shield generator survives because it didn't get focused. Fortress lost a bit of health. The unupgraded troopers, man, are just getting picked apart at the moment with these strike mechs. Too much bonus damage, a lot of health. Much space for the troopers to fan out. And these cannons are destroying everything they can. We've got the air from red here. Looking for some targets. And Russian might be about to launch his operation to save Fluffy Rabbit. But really to save his own freighters that are flying through this war zone. A lot of attackers built up. Not ready for it yet. Hopefully going to lose another command center here. Having his ore swiped here by the Goblin's Lurglings. These guys building the conquering command center here as well. Maybe they'll steal the farms. Here come the attackers from Blunt though. Actually, probably one of the fastest Famba kills I've seen. And you can see that DPS from them is actually just so high against these units. Like attacker, good unit, man. It needs a lot of anti-air to take care of it. See the interceptors trying to get on top of it here from red, just arriving a little bit late, but the attackers can shoot back as well. It's kind of one of the things that annoys me about them is that they do attack air units. I think makes them really versatile. You can see there, like, only one range off the interceptors too, at 6 range. Damage. Need a couple of turrets or just a good handful of A-mobiles or a bunch of anti-air troopers or just a really good amount of interceptors it seems. Take care of these. And cleaning up that attack pretty much here. The fortress has gone down. Command center gone. Red coming in here, but he's just flying into interceptors himself and can't really do much about that at the moment. Needs to get a big amount of them, like one big control group, and go for it. Go for it on patrol. And really starting to get in here. Pushing into Soup's base. There's a nice little choke where you can use these grenade troopers. See how they're sort of fanning out here. The units are stacking up to take much more of that area of effect damage than they normally would. It's a good value for Soup there. Fluffy still alive, rebuilding all his farms in the space. And Russia doing a good job to pretty much control this sector of the base. Bring things back and hopefully build in this space. He's able to start putting some units up the top here as well. Bail Soup out a little bit because looks like we're starting to get a little bit overwhelming, especially with this air cruiser here going to take a big shot on the troopers. At least it should have been. I don't know if it wasted its shot on something. He's flying away now. Some interceptors in the area as well for well, a lot of interceptors coming now. That AC not long for this world. So I'm starting to push here. Some flame troopers, making use of pretty much just pure troopers here from First Order, which can work quite well. And Amobile's managing to look at that range, man. 14 range. That's pretty nice. And McGablin pushed back now. Red not really finding his stride too much, he's just not got enough units. And needs to do something more than air as well, you know. Good Jedi Civ, be nice to pick up that holo, build some masters and try and convert some stuff. Or just match Russian Blunt what he's doing with a big amount of attackers and interceptors. Unfortunately got to pay more for his, but I mean, we're hitting that sort of late game stride. You could just have all these traders going, all these freighters going back and forth, bringing Nova. And you wouldn't really care too much about the cost of things. And see Soup here surging forward. Needs to maybe bring some cannons and start knocking this infrastructure down and take advantage of this sort of gap in the production for Granuli. He seems to be sort of spawn camping a lot of these mechs that are coming out. He's switching into assault mechs now, which could be pretty good here if they can land a lot of shots when the units are stacked up. So these guys are actually just walking into them for some reason, but actually being shot. The grenade troopers just landing so many good shots, blowing these up. They may struggle when some of these numbers go down and there's a lot of assault mechs out. Maybe if they don't hit critical mass, Soup can keep winning there. And Russian actually coming in with the attackers, just focusing down a lot of these units, even in the face of the advanced turret. A lot more interceptors this time for Red, and looking to chase this down. You can see the Russians are quite far away on the map here. Yeah, that's a much better result now. I don't like that the attackers are firing back at them though. Yeah, Russian trying to take this trade here. He has less though. Gets sandwiched a little bit there. I think it's not a bad trade for considering the number difference. And a bit of a wipe to Russians here and there, just to rebuild more. Fluffy, on the other hand, he's still there, but he's not got too much. Playing resistance, got some artillery and Amobiles. Units here, some cannons just rallying to their deaths, it seems. A lot of MDs waiting for them. Fortunately, it seems like this is the fortress's rally point. And Soup's continuing to march through here. The attacker's showing up for Red now. He's sort of copying what Blunt's been doing. It's kind of a good way to play on this map since there's not much space. You're in the pocket position with good air civ. You can see he's got 5 more HP, that tech that the New Republic got. Don't know if it makes any difference in terms of the damage. It must in some way. Improve outcomes. You'd much rather be Naboo, I think, though, but there's like really cheap attackers. The more units you can have, the better. Just remember, I have coffee in my cafeteria. 30 minutes in. It's going to be strong. A lot of air here for Russian. Units from again. A lot of these are struggling, right? Just because they have like a lack of space to put shields and push. And maybe they want to crawl with turrets or something. I think what I would do here is put a turret here. And yeah, one here. Chill here with like an AC and just try and like blow up areas so you can normalize it for yourself when you're a Lanciv. No one's going to care about these trees going, like, economically. You need the space. This is horrible to be stacked up like this. Like, the attackers and the Crusader, they're going to annihilate this army. Anti-air troopers ain't going to do very well. There's just nothing that can damage these Crusaders. Need heavy strike mech in big numbers, or some repeater troopers or something like that. Decisive getting in a nice little area here, but Cornelia started bouncing back at the moment, getting more of these bug assault mechs out, crawling forward with some shield generators. And these strike mechs as well from the pocket here, from red. They're helping out quite a bit against pure troops from first army. Like the same thing as well, like with this AC, you need to just free up space. Best thing you can be doing is troops against all these assault mechs is just creating a wide arc with like 2 or 3 shield generators and just limiting, because they've got a low rate of fire. If you can limit how much area of effect they do and take advantage of their low rate of fire, these troops can just win out. These grenade troops will do a good amount of damage. If they get like to a big mass, if you end up with like 10, 15 of these things, like they're just going to carve through everything. And they do such good building damage too, so when you do have a lapse in your production and they start pushing you, they can just like one-tap your shield generator, your power core, your anti-air turrets, and really snowball the push. It's kind of what's starting to happen here, especially with these like mechs from red as well helping out. Like, the troops are really struggling. There's just not a lot of troops, and this amount of troops has no right to ever be beating, you know, all this money and units. AC can take some pot shots. The shield's kind of soaking all of that up though. The other side of things, Crusaders are still pushing. Fluffy Rabbit's starting to like reawaken. You know, he's rebuilt his economy and he's once again a player in this game and like a differential in this matchup. Russia trying to get a bit of space here with this AC. Some Nova up for grabs there as well. That trade starting here for Granuli. The buyer is affording all his bugs. Bug assault mechs. Really starting to push shit back here. Russian's had a lot of his tension down here, but they need to switch things back up to the top. Should be a good time for it, since Fluffy's got quite a few units out here as well. We can maybe tank McGablin for a while. Maybe he can start pushing him back himself. Grenade troopers getting some okay shots there, but again, like a lot of the buildings are in their way. And when you click on them, they want to like go into like a corkscrew semicircle. You want to fan out, which helps tank the area of effect too. You don't really want to walk further into range in a group like that. Damn. Doing some deeps though. I'm feeling the lack of like a shield generator, trying to get that up now, but a lot of the units done so many attackers coming in. This is a lot of turrets. I think you need more turrets than this though. There's the interceptors. You can shoot the interceptors. I think it's a lot, but I think it would win. Maybe not worth it to be there anymore though. There's not much ground units now. The flame troopers are on top, blowing these up. This AC is brave. That's 5 troopers with the Geo. It's gonna do quite well. 2 tapping the troopers. Attacker's trying to kill an AC. Not the best. Alan doesn't really want to push in, man. See, the Russian's actually carving his way in with the AC. Maybe they'll run those Crusaders into production or into the economy, and the MD's kind of with the best DPS for it. Boy's going to be well tanky. Just need tons of heavy strike mech or repeater troopers, maybe. What's up with Granulli? He's not done the thing. He's got 233 workers. That's kind of the problem. You've not really got anything to. 120 merchants, man. And you don't have Nova. What's going on? You delete some workers. It's got so much. Like, these carbon workers should go. 50. That's a lot. Like 50 farmers, 50 carbon. I think he needs all that. He needs to free up some pop, man. That's his big problem. He's only got 17 pop to build units with. He's gonna have like 17 assault mechs, that's it. That ain't gonna fly. It's a good map as well, just mass AC. All that Nova into ore, just build loads of turrets and stuff. Even advanced turrets would be nice as well, I think. Especially when you're set up like this and you've got no population, build turrets. They don't take up any population and they help you on the ground. It'd be a good way to deal with like those flame troopers diving on top of you and stuff. Just holding your shield generators. It's a thingy. The ore buy is only 218. Oof. That's rookie numbers, man. RVA be taking a lot. Little push there, troopers pushing forward. And that turret up, that turret doing really well with that 15 range. Sneezing there. These 15 range with that little extra tech that they've got, right? With the advanced torpedoes. Missiles travel faster, +1 range, +1 line of sight. See the Russian, Fluffy, pushing through here, and the Kaplan's kind of just left on his own here, and the attackers are in the economy and everything. There's not really any help coming his way. He needs some interceptors to come and deal with this, build some advanced turrets and stuff. And they're just really getting into the economy here, and he's kind of screwed at the moment. He's got some heavy strike mechs out here. He's getting his power cores capped though. Fluffy and Russian are getting set up here. Granulli and Red are set up not to lose, but Fluffy showing up here with some units. I think they really should have put a little bit more effort into making sure that this side didn't get breached as it has. Because now they've got pathways into the rest of their economy. You can see these 2 corridors. But like a gate here, not going to last too long, is it? When Crusaders start running into Yuriko. Who's got the, Fluffy's got the hollows. When you've got Royal Naboo as your pocket. Take of the hollows. All 3 of them. There's one here on the other side unpicked. And a nice little trickle of Nova. Blunt and Fluffy just tearing things up. Like, bless his heart, McGablin, trying to build these walls and stall things out and stuff, but just looking a bit bleak for him here. You can see what I mean with these corridors. Are going to start coming in these. The attackers should clean this up kind of easily though. The best thing they could maybe be trying to do is layer some walls, like shield walls, close things out and stuff, but I think McGablin territory, McGablin country is it's lost. It's the flag of the rabbit and the blunt is being erected here of the command center. The bugs are still pushing though, but just not very fast. We have so many units. Oh, he's shaved off 22 workers. 22 more pop to build units with. Finally a sip of coffee. Oh, not bad. Some sweet notes to it. Just such a stalemate. Like, where do we stand in like units lost? 8th. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected to see. Just troopers rallying to their deaths, man. You don't want to live in any society that's ruled by soup, that's for sure. Your life expectancy will be low. Look at these attackers. I'm gonna stop them at the moment. This is a bit of an operation here, saving McGablin. Those 2 turrets are doing some work. Just excellent. They're just rallying to their deaths as well. 11 range, but they're like rallying to here. Workers are actually tanking the shots from. Where Krens go. In come the flame troopers. Get on top here. First order troops, man. The only thing that this army's really been lacking is soup getting some forts and pumping out the rocket boys as well. Some cheeky jet boys would be pretty cool as well. Just in the way that they can sort of like sit behind some of these units and they can go into the trees as well and like give you that flanking arch. I think that'd be pretty cool. Really like the idea of just playing first order like pure troops. And the only other thing as well that you can maybe be adding with these like grenade troopers, and here we go with the assault max. All this units from Fluffy, man. This is a ping, come on. The AFK army. Get them to the... What's the last upgrade for the health, Fluffy? What is this? I'm seeing things. Technicians. The Wookiee one. I have 281 on these. 225. Would be much stronger. Oh, god damn, you got all these assault mechs out. Unfortunately, Crusaders on top. Just heavy strength though. You kind of want with this when the boo is like just a handful of MDs. You know, when they're like struggling like this, just one tapping them. It's the power in the boo there with their decent-ish mechs. These super tanky Crusaders. See, there's a lot of strike mech out now though. Their days are numbered. And there we go. There's the please fluff moment. Move forward, question mark. Yes, please. Yes, please, Fluffy. Please. Save us. Move forward. There they go. Quite a layered army here, and I think it's going to be a bit much for the amount of population Cornelia can throw at this and how many units he's actually got at hand. I wouldn't mind like a few turrets here though, like a few advanced turrets, man, just clipping away. The blimp. We're air slating. Turrets and ACs and assault mechs would have been mint. Make a nice little death ball that you can't really be pushed off of too easily. Think about like the amount of interceptors they'd have to commit to, population-wise, to come and like wipe it out as well. Kind of nice. Just the way these little tech switches can mess with your opponents. When you're mostly invested in structures that don't take up population room. And I think Red and McGablin are being a little bit bold here. They're just running straight into all these units. These attackers and crusaders are just blowing everything up. See Fluffy rallying much more units in here as well. Good, strong, versatile heavy mech destroyers. Blimp still shooting. They're really going for the most assault mechs lost award. There's a little bit of an issue as well. They don't get heavy assault mech, do they? They don't get that last armor. Which kind of hurts over such a big health pool against like rapidly firing units that chip away at you. Rolling to be tanks, alright. It's the best debut game I've ever seen out of Russian Blunt. It's like he's conquered his fears. Oh, big ball of assault mechs out here for Bernoulli. I think grenades, and these are heavy assault mechs too, are going to do pretty well here. Give you that like much needed like siege damage too. They got their little cannon attack as well, right? Does it really do much though? I mean, I'm on 1.5 speed. I guess they're getting there. They're getting there. There we go. Then goes the fortress. And at the top of things, yeah, it looks like they're right here. Grenadi's calling it. After losing it, they've all called it there. Yeah. Blunt and Fluffy have pretty much dominated this space now, and they're pushing up here too. Ain't really much to meet them there. So GG, well played to all involved. And if you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. If you want to get involved in these types of games, you can find our GBG server invite link down below in the description field. You can find one for the Expanding Fronts mod, which is the mod that we're playing. And a link to foodly.com where you can play this online. If you want to support the channel in another way, maybe buy me a coffee, you can find a PayPal donation link down below in the description field. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye-bye.